There comes a point in every man's life when he realizes that waiting has cost him more than failing ever did. That moment usually arrives in silence, when you're alone with your decisions and the weight of your own potential presses against your chest like gravity. You know you were built for more, but later has become the enemy that steals your greatness piece by piece. You either stay relentless or you stay the same. The world will not apologize for moving without you, and life will never slow down to match your hesitation. What most people don't understand is that discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about refusing to become someone you don't respect. When you avoid the hard things, you're not choosing comfort, you're choosing regret on delay. Regret that grows sharper as the months pass. Regret that screams louder as the year ends. Regret that reminds you of the opportunities you allowed to fade. But the men who rise are those who take this feeling personally. They use it as fuel, as evidence, as a warning that the clock is moving whether they do or not. If you want to dominate your life, if you want to build a mindset that carries you through storms and setbacks, you must master the identity of action. You must refuse to negotiate with weakness. You must refuse to let your emotions dictate your execution. You must move even when you feel slow. You must rise even when you're tired. You must push even when the excuses feel justified. Because the moment you lower your standard, your entire world begins to follow. Most men wait for motivation to hit them like lightning, but lightning doesn't strike men who hide indoors. Motivation follows movement. Confidence follows discipline. Strength follows consistency. You cannot build momentum from inside your comfort zone. You build it in the first rep you didn't want to do, the early morning you didn't want to face, the discipline you didn't want to honor. This is where identity is shaped not in the easy moments but in the uncomfortable ones. You must understand something deeply: the mind respects what the body proves. When you train when you don't feel like it, you teach your mind to obey you. When you break your own word, you teach your mind that your voice means nothing. And once that happens, you lose the ability to trust yourself, and when a man cannot trust himself, he cannot lead himself. Discipline is not physical, it is spiritual. It becomes the architecture that supports everything else you want to build. The men who succeed are not lucky, they are not chosen. They are not born special, they are relentless. They do the work with no applause. They execute when nobody is watching. They grow in silence. And when their results appear, people call it sudden. They call it talent. They call it gifted, but the truth is it was earned in the hours others wasted. You must stay relentless when the world slows down. You must stay relentless when the year feels heavy. You must stay relentless when your mind whispers old excuses. Because every time you hold the line, your future self gets stronger. Every time you follow through, your identity sharpens. Every time you ignore the comfort calling you backward, you move one step closer to the man you were designed to become. If you feel tired, remember this: discipline is not supposed to feel good. Growth is not supposed to feel effortless. The journey is not supposed to feel easy. If it did, everyone would be powerful. If it did, everyone would be disciplined. But you are not aiming to be everyone, you are aiming to be unstoppable. And unstoppable men are built in the moments that test them the most. You are standing at the edge of who you have been and who you could be, and the difference between those two men is not talent, it is not resources, it is not luck, it is refusal. Refusal to quit, refusal to fold, refusal to wait, refusal to negotiate with the part of you that wants to stay. Small, this is your chapter, your shift, your transformation. This is where you decide that staying relentless is not an option, it is a requirement for your future, a requirement for your identity, a requirement for the life you want to build. This is no excuses. Network.